Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are covering a very interesting and important concept, legal pluralism. If you have ever wondered why one country can have multiple legal systems like state law, religious law, tribal law, customary law, all existing at the same time, that's legal pluralism. Today we will break down what is legal pluralism. Why does it happen? Types of legal pluralism, real-world examples, advantages and problems, and why it matters today. Let's get into it. Let us understand what is legal pluralism. In a very simple definition, it means more than one legal system operates within the same society or country. In other words, different groups use different laws for different purposes. Now, why does it happen? Legal pluralism exists because societies are diverse, people follow different religions, tribes or indigenous groups have their own customs. Colonial histories created mixed legal systems. Modern states still allow special laws for certain communities. So instead of one universal law, we get multiple legal orders living side by side. For example, imagine a country where criminal law is handled by state courts. Marriage law is based on religion. For example, Hindu Marriage Act, Muslim personal law, Christian law. Village disputes are handled by the traditional panchayats. Tribal areas are governed by their own customary rules. This is legal pluralism in action. Let us understand its historical background. Legal pluralism is not new. It existed even before modern states were created. Ancient societies had tribal communities which had its own unwritten laws. In medieval period, kings had their law, religious groups had their law, and merchants had trade laws. In colonial rules, colonial governments kept many local customs and religious laws intact to control populations. In modern world, democratic states continue multiple legal systems to respect diversity and identity. So legal pluralism is actually the normal condition of human societies. Let us understand the types of legal pluralism. There are two major types. One is the classical or the unofficial legal pluralism, which occurs when people follow laws not made by the state, such as customs, traditions, religious laws, tribal rules, community norms, caste panchayat decisions. These are not always written down, but people still follow them. For example, a tribal village solving land disputes according to traditional customs instead of state courts. Then we have state recognized or official legal pluralism. Here, the government itself recognizes multiple legal systems. For example, personal laws in India, indigenous courts in Canada, Islamic courts in Indonesia, customary laws in African countries, and Sharia courts in Nigeria. Different communities use different laws with official state approval. What are the other important types of legal pluralism? Religious legal pluralism. More than one religious laws operate. For example, India's Hindu, Muslim, Christian and Parsi personal laws. Then we have customary legal pluralism. Tribal or indigenous customs exist along with the state laws. For example, Nagaland and Mizoram have special constitutional protections for customary laws. Then we have hybrid legal systems, colonial plus modern plus traditional laws mixed together. For example, South Africa has common law, customary law and constitutional law. Then we have informal justice systems. Local dispute resolution mechanisms still exist like panchayats, jirga, mediation groups, community councils. These are cheaper, faster and more culturally accepted for many people. How legal pluralism works in actual real life. Let's understand through everyday examples. Marriage and family laws in India. Hindu follow Hindu Marriage Act. Muslims follow Muslim Personal Law. Christians follow Christian Marriage Act. Parsis follow Parsi Marriage and Divorce Act. Different communities, different rules for marriage, divorce, inheritance. Another example is of tribal areas. Tribal communities often use traditional councils for land disputes, forest use, inheritance, marriage rules. The Indian Constitution's 6th schedule protects these customs. Another example is Islamic courts in Indonesia, Nigeria. Muslims may choose Sharia courts for marriage, divorce, inheritance, while criminal cases go to state courts. Another example is African customary laws. Many African countries allow elders' councils, tribal chiefs, customary land rights, along with the modern legal system. What are the advantages of legal pluralism? Legal pluralism has many benefits. It respects cultural diversity. That is, different communities can follow their own customs and traditions. It provides accessible and affordable justice. Local dispute resolution systems are faster, cheaper, easier for rural people, more in tune with local needs. It maintains social harmony. Legal pluralism helps communities feel respected when their identity and practices are recognized. It leads to a flexible system where people can choose which legal path suits them better. It reduces pressure on courts, where informal systems take care of minor disputes, reducing burden on formal courts. What are the problems and criticisms in legal pluralism? Even though it has benefits, legal pluralism also has challenges. That is, it creates conflicts between systems, state law versus religious law, customary law versus constitutional rights. Example, gender equality can clash with traditional rules. It risks of discrimination. Some customs may be unfair to women, lower castes, minorities. Confusion for citizens. Different law means more confusion about which law applies. Also, it may lead to power imbalance. Local councils may be controlled by powerful groups. Legal pluralism is hard to reform. If laws vary by community, reform becomes slow and complicated. So to conclude, legal pluralism means multiple legal systems operating side by side within one society. It exists because societies are diverse. It includes state law, religious law, customary law, and informal justice. It has many advantages but also challenges. Most modern countries follow some form of legal pluralism, whether they admit it or not. If this video helped you understand the topic clearly, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe and comment below what topic you want next. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.